N-CASM is a tool that can automatically provide design and stress responses for manufacturing non-conformities or concessions. So aircraft parts are very expensive to manufacture, and when there's an error in manufacture, it needs an assessment to make sure it's still certified. A part is designed and analysed to meet to a certain standard, and it's assumed that the manufacturer will meet that standard. But if it's scratched, or if a hole's made out of position or oversized, a non-conformity is raised or a concession. And that will go to a designer who will say, maybe reopen the hole on the same hole center or polish out the scratch, and then a stress engineer will say that after the work has been performed, it's still acceptable to go on the aircraft. So this is a sort of work that's very logical and very process driven, and it normally goes overseas. What N-CASM does is takes these processes and automates them. It's completely generic. It can work on any structure. It can be programmed by the user to follow any process using a punch card, we call it, which is a series of steps that are very easy to follow, and it's easy for a person to define them, and the computer will follow the steps and apply the processes. Normally an assessment of one of these non-conformities might take half a day, or maybe a day or even longer. And some of them are so straightforward that N-CASM can do them in a few minutes, so they can be back on the shop floor almost instantly to have a good idea of what's going on. It doesn't replace the engineer. It will suggest the response, and it'll still be checked by the design checker and the stress checker. But all the really straightforward repetitive work, such as pulling out processes or looking up existing analysis, checking it's okay, all this data's pulled out automatically and presented to the user, ready for them to approve it. As well as being really quick and consistent in applying the processes and looking up the data, anything it does is stored into its database. So if the same part's seeing the same problem, we can use it for root cause analysis to find out that perhaps the tool is blunt, or after 3 days of use, maybe a drill bit needs changing, or maybe a certain person hasn't been trained properly. It can also be used to pull out metrics on performance, so you can see where the non-conformities are happening or how quickly they're cleared. You instantly know how many non-conformities are in your queue. So as well as working on new non-conformities, the tool has been written to work with existing archives. So a manufacturer might have hundreds or thousands of existing non-conformities or concessions, perhaps in their own template format, maybe a PDF. So what N-CASM can do is read the content of the concession or non-conformity, and it uses machine learning, natural language processing, to work out what the non-conformity is and catalogue it, so the customer has a complete archive of everything that's gone on in the past.